I cried when I first heard the choirs made of our real fans, and I'm having goosebumps right now.
Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Belgian Jasper. If this is your first time, click subscribe right now. Alia Tempora is a unique band with a unique sound and a unique message. Their second album, Dragonfly Effect, really put them on the map in the pop metal world. And today I'm talking to the charismatic singer, Marky.
Marky, thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations. We're 1 year anniversary of the latest album, the Dragonfly Effect. Now, a lot has happened in that year, not just for you personally, not just for the band, but for the entire world. How did you experience this year so far?
Honestly, the release year of our album has been probably the best year in the history of the band. We had our headline tour in UK, then we have been for our first time we toured Mexico. So for us it looked like it is going to be just a perfect year and, you know, perfect time for the band. When the European tour has been happening, it was the time when the coronavirus struck hard, and we ended up in quarantine for 2 weeks as a whole band, you know. And we had big plans. We wanted to go to Japan for the first time. We planned some bigger Germany tour. We wanted to go back to Latin America. So it is really kind of sad time for the band, but we are trying, you know, stay positive because, you know, working on new music. And
when people discover the band for the first time, the music is described by the band as, and I quote, uplifting melodies surrounded by dubstep beats, unicorn madness, and prismatic image. So my first question is, what is unicorn madness and how can I get some?
It pretty much is all around me. So if you want to get some unicorn magic or unicorn madness, you just follow me anywhere. I don't know, tour bus or backstage, or, you know, even my home is full of unicorns. So that's kind of my thing.
In recent years, we've seen a lot of popularity for bands like, you know, Follow the Cypher has been there, Icon for Hire,
yeah.
And then definitely also Amaranth. Are those the bands that have, you know, influenced your band to create the sound that you have right now?
Well, it's actually Katy Perry, but, you know, try to play Katy Perry with guitarist and drummer in the band, you know. So it's like when you add a little bit of Skrillex, a little bit of Alan Walker, then just a spoon of Little Mix and, you know, and the metal influences, and you have Alia.
Usually metal bands, you know, deal with issues of being the outsider with, you know, anger, hate, aggression, frustration, you know, to empower yourself. You guys bring it the complete opposite, like an extremely positive message. Together with your more poppy sound, I can imagine that is a very, you know, popular mix for especially younger listeners. Do you get a lot of response from your fans talking about how those, you know, very personal messages resonate with them?
Yeah, I think it's especially because of the kind of message we are trying to transfer with our music and with our image, that maybe it's affecting fans that way, that they are more open to us. So it's happening quite often to me. Oh my God, my cat is just eating my dinner. Okay, whatever. Sorry.
It's not so far from those days, remember.
Quite often that, and especially to me, that I'm receiving some very personal messages with problems of fans about being bullied or something, and I must say I'm very happy about it. I mean, not about them having problems, but about them feeling safe space with me and with us, because I feel I can help this way when they are so open.
And then does that also come from, you know, your personal background as well? Like, is making this music for everybody in the band a way to deal with issues you've been through?
Yeah, totally, totally. I have spent like I think all my childhood I was bullied for being different and being weird, and I even did like maybe a year ago or 2 years ago I did like a little talks with my fans, and I called it the real talk.
Okay.
And we have been talking a lot about our issues with bullying, and I tried to do live streams about the topic too, with the questions from fans, which has been anonymous, of course. And I tried to, advise them. I'm not a psychologist, but just advise them from my point of view, what helps me, or what do I think about it now after when I am, let's say, over it. It might be helpful for especially for teenagers, because kids can be extremely cruel.
How dare they every time we try, every time we shine, every time we feel so far from others.
Interaction with your fans is something that's clearly very important to you guys. On the album, you had a song where you invited like 100 different people to participate in some, let's call it a choir. How did you do that? How did that work out? Because that must be quite a task to pull off.
Yeah, it's been very, let's say, demanding or hard to do, but I would not change it for anything. I mean, we didn't even expect it that so many people would really join, because, sending your, let's say, bare voice to band that is important to you, I would be afraid, and I felt very, very good that they are not afraid of us and they feel a safe space. The results just, I don't know, I want to look like over emotional all the time, which I am most of the time, but I cried when I first heard the choirs made of our real fans, and I'm having goosebumps right now. Yeah, it took like over 20 hours just to edit the voices, because you need to just cut them so they are fitting together, and just a little bit of tone correction sometimes, but it really came out great. And yeah, there were all kind of fans, from the youngest one was 6 years old.
Yeah.
So it was really amazing, and we even used the voice of one girl who has been just talking to the record, like.
Okay, so this is like the 53rd take, something like that. I'll try now.
And it was just so cute that I needed I told our producer that we must use it at the end of the song, and it came out epic. So
yeah. And the song is called Crossroads. It's there's a lot of meaning behind that song for sure as well, for everybody that finds different possible paths on life. So it came really nicely together. And if I'm not mistaken, there's also a piano only version of that song available as a bonus track right now. And that's great. Now the debut of the band already 5 years ago now, I think it was called Digital Cube, was I think had a little bit of a heavier undertone.
This is the place you don't want to stay. You can just better wait.
You mentioned that you are already thinking of or already working on new music now that you kind of have to just sit around. What's the evolution of the sound going? Like, what should we expect for album number 3?
Me, for example, I cannot hear our first album at all.
Okay.
That's just my problem. And the sound was there more heavy, and let's say more like normal, because I think we have been afraid to experiment too much. We used just few electrical sounds or electro sounds there, but it was just slightly, and we always wanted to put more. And with the second album, we finally just took that step and took the leap of faith and just waited what will come out. And I think with the album 3, it's going to be even more contrasts, you know, more heavy and light.
It's now been a year since the Dragonfly Effect came out. Can you look back on the album now and see what your favorite track is? Or is that just Crossroads because of all the fans on it?
Oh, yeah, that's hard one. You know, that's hard. But you know, honestly, with Crossroads, I was not convinced by the verse. It's not that's my favorite part, but the chorus is amazing with the fans. I think my most favorite is probably Bark on Me.
Well, I think
that's because of the energy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's definitely one of the songs that I've also, gravitated towards more because, yes, I do like, heavy metal music, and it's one of the heavier songs on the album. I also think it's just one of the most fun songs because it is dealing with those bullies and everybody that is just a hater and just casting it away. I love the line, what is it? Let the haters bark that we hear. And then I assume it's a synth. I assume it's a keyboard effect, but do I hear in the background dogs barking? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow! Oh my gosh! I'm really impressed by how perceptive you are.
We talked about the fact that a lot of your songs have a very personal message. One of the songs that really stands out from that is the song "Humanity."
Greed can poison men, eradicate and corrode my pain, until the pieces of humanity will just drift away.
Heavily influenced by the famous speech at the end of the movie The Great Dictator by Charlie Chaplin in 1940. It's a little sad and scary at the same time to see that this movie and that speech is maybe even more relevant today than ever before. What draws you and the band to not just that movie, but that message that is a lot more global than just individual?
It has been inspired by this exact speech. And I think this song was one of our most deep when it comes to message of the song. I even remember that one fan wrote me after that, some few months after that he was about to go to an army, to sign himself to army as a soldier. And because of that song, he changed his mind, and now he's very happy that he didn't do that. So it really meant a lot to me that it really had such an impact, and of course me myself cried over that song many times, but that's just normal. So
the band definitely brings a different, more modern kind of music than I would usually listen to, although I try to listen to all different kinds of metal, and there's a million different kinds these days. How has the reaction been of the broader metal community? Because the metal community can be at the same time extremely progressive and open-minded and very inclusive, but at the same time those same people can also be very conservative in their views and holding on to very specific labels of music and so on. So for a band that comes in like you guys, who look like nothing they've ever seen before, who sound like nothing they've ever heard before, what has the reaction been from the broader metal community?
Well, I would say that this is typical, like you either love it or hate it. That's what we saw from reactions of people. Either way, they are very open-minded, and they are just catched mostly by the message of it, by the emotions that we are trying to transfer, and by the the difference from other metal bands. But that's also what is the, oh my god, how do I say it? I wanted to say pain in the.
Oh, you can swear as much. The channel is listed as not made for kids, so you can swear.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So let's say it. We are the pain in the ass of the conservative metalheads.
Yeah.
And I respect that. I mean, I don't want to push our music to someone who doesn't like it. So that's fine for me.
Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason.
Another song that stands out, not from the lyrics but more from the music itself, is the duet that you did with Mario Del Rio Escobedo, a song called Asking.
Here comes Steve, unable to hear, unable to face my struggle. Here comes trouble.
I know that you also toured Mexico after the album, so I assume there is a connection with Mexico somehow. Also, Mario is a Mexican artist, I should mention that. How did this collaboration happen?
We are friends with Mario for many years, and I love his voice, and he's actually been in many bands, so I know his music and I know his voice. And so we made this collaboration, and what really I think is interesting about this is that we actually made the Spanish version of this song, Asking. And then we have been touring with this Spanish version in Mexico. And even we even made the music video in beautiful Teotihuacan pyramids, which has been kind of a mischievous thing to do because we couldn't take any production team with us because it's strictly forbidden there to do such things. So we just took our mobiles, our camera from mobile, and we took some scenes, and also on Acapulco beach. And we are going to release this video kind of soon.
Okay.
I mean, now it's a long time since we shot it, but finally the time has come.
It's the shimmer deep in your eyes. Reason why better I will stay forever.
You seem to always want to find a positive way in any situation to create some positivity. Is that also the meaning behind all of the prisms that you use? In a lot of the artwork, there's prisms. You describe your music as having prismatic image. A prism obviously is a device that breaks a single beam of light into all the colors. Is that the meaning behind that, or is there another reason for all those all the usage of all those prisms in your image?
Oh my god, I totally need you as our PR manager because no one ever realized this symbolism in this. You are the first person, so I'm just totally impressed. And yeah, this is exactly it. We are, even our image and everything in our music, we are trying to spread the light. I don't want it to sound pathetic, but metal is mostly like dark and about black color and red color. That's how I see it. And we just tried to let know that it can be also light, that metal is not about colors or about about aggressivity, but about philosophy. And I think it can connect people even if they are a little bit different from others. We would like to celebrate the uniqueness of people, and that's what we are trying to transfer with all our image and everything. This is the main like Alia means different, so that's the main I don't know how to say it topic, let's say, of us.
Yeah. The main message of the band. We know that there's a new video coming out soon. We'll find out when that video is, and then we know that you're working on new material, so it sounds like for fans of the band, even if it might take a while before we can see you on stage again, with the world as it is, it sounds like there's a lot of fun stuff that is going to come our way that we can get excited for. So anything else that the fans should know?
I mean, I would like them to know that there is always a silver lining in every cloud, and that it's going to get better. We just all have to stay positive, but in a good way, in a healthy way. So,
Awesome. All right. Well, that's a very nice thing for you to say, and I think that's a great way to wrap up this conversation. So, Marki, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. I apologize that your cat has eaten all of your dinner by now. And,
it's okay. He's sleeping now. So.
Well, hopefully he left a little bit for you.
No.
No? Oh, okay. Well, I hope you have more food somewhere. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. We'll all, just look forward to the new video coming our way, and we'll follow the band on all the different platforms to see when new music comes out.
Thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed this, and thank you.
My pleasure.
You are awesome for watching that video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.